to introduce you. So Wendi, the beautiful Wendi, is the founder of Healing Forward, and she's a master transformational healer, coach, teacher, mindset wizard, and everything when it comes to transforming your pain into your pleasure, into your power. Right? So welcome, Wendi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hey, Alex. So for anyone jumping on and saying hi, please comment if you're watching the live video. We'd love to hear from you, love to hear from your questions. So one thing about Wendi, she is absolutely amazing. She actually grew her personal Facebook page to overnight, literally overnight. So from 0 to 1,200 people in 3 months. And has now 1,400 people in the group, and she actually has another group that she just started that she has another whopping 800 after like a few weeks or so. So, Wendi, you're amazing.
Thanks.
So, tell us a little bit about why you wanted to start a Facebook group to begin with. So, what was the inspiration behind wanting to start a beautiful group for women and men as well, right? Or is it just for women?
It's for men and women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So great question. So, almost 2 years ago,
Okay.
I started it. It was in September. And at first I did not want to, have anything to do with Facebook or have a Facebook group.
Yeah.
And, so I was just slowly starting to feel better after Lyme disease and that. And the only reason why I joined Facebook is because to keep an eye on my kids because they had Facebook.
Yeah.
And so as I started feeling better, I was like, oh, I want to try to find more people like me, being an artist and a healer.
Yeah.
And so I started to look at other people's Facebook groups. And then I would interact and I would share some of my paintings or some of my healing, and I wouldn't really get that much feedback or anything. And so so I was feeling a little lonely, and I'm like, where are my people? Like, I know they have to be out there somewhere, but still wasn't thinking about creating a group or anything. And so one night I went to bed, and in like 3 a.m. had this inspiration. It was like this voice, I guess, from my guides.
Yeah.
And said, you know, it was kind of like a movie. You create it and they will come. And I was just like, okay, so I'm going to go back to bed first and then I'll think about it when I wake up. So then, and then that whole morning I'm thinking, a Facebook group, like, what would I even say? Like, who would even join?
Yeah.
And then so I just really just felt into it and trusted. I'm like, okay, this is a huge message. Huge. Like, I cannot ignore this. It's been bugging me. Like, it will not leave me alone until I do this.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay. So I created the Facebook group, and it was all about calling in creative artists and healers. And the first person that I invited was my daughter. And she's like, Mom, like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Just kind of just go with it and we'll see what happens.
That's awesome.
And so I just set that intent of like, okay, so this is going to be about, you know, all these creative artists and healers coming in, a place to share, a place to feel like it's home, that they're safe and comfortable. And I just kept pouring love, just pouring so much love into this space. And then it just grew, and everyone was just like, what are you doing? You know, I kept getting messages like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. And so now we have over 14,000 people, and it's still growing. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's amazing. And and then
I was just going to say, so you just answered Johanna's question. She asked, she's like 1,200, right? So it was 1,200 in the first 3 months. So anyone jumping on watching, Wendi grew her Facebook group, 1,200 members in this private group over 3 months. And now it's 1,400 members, which is astonishing and amazing.
Well, 12,000 to 14,000.
12,000. I'm sorry. 12,000 to 14,000.
14,000.
Wow. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. And I want to go back to the intent that you were pouring into the group, because a lot of people, start a Facebook group and they might have a certain intent to why they're starting the Facebook group, to what they want to give to others, what they want to give and get, that have that reciprocal balance from others. What was really your main intent when starting that group? I know you're saying you're pouring so much love into it, but really, what was that deep calling that you wanted to provide for other artists in the group?
Yeah, great question. So initially, it was just about them finding a safe place to come
Yeah.
to and to share their
Yeah.
authenticity and just share their value and be heard.
Yeah.
And just, it's like that feeling of coming home.
Yeah.
And if finally just going, I found my people.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So were you ever, I mean, you're an artist yourself and
Mhm.
have been an artist for so long. Did you feel unsafe at any part of your life? And that's why you wanted to change kind of what you're doing for people, change that pain into pleasure point. You wanted people to feel safe. Do you believe that a lot of artists don't feel recognized or safe within what they're doing day to day?
Yeah, there's totally an aspect of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, maybe not so much of, I mean, I guess it is feeling safe
Yeah.
of sharing. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to share this, but I don't know if I want to because I don't know what kind of feedback. I don't know if I can handle the criticism. And so a lot of people don't share. So then
Mm,
I just wanted that space where it's okay. So no matter what you are sharing, it's always positive in the group. Like any
yeah.
negative stuff, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't. And I don't have to worry about, I mean, once in a while we'll get people, um, questionable stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, we don't need this. And I delete it.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I created. And um, people have just seriously just bloomed and
Mm.
been able to sell their art or, as a healer, come on and really share their gifts
That's so
in that.
beautiful to be
So,
witness of that. And hey, Beth, anyone jumping on? Hi, I hope you guys are doing great. We're talking to Wendi here about how she grew her Facebook group to 12,000 people over 3 months and now 14,000. And the idea of judgment and safety when it comes to putting things out in the open. And she created such a beautiful group that allowed people just to feel safe and within their hearts. And I think that's terrific. And I think other groups need to, in their own way, right, in their own collective way, kind of put that intent into their own personal Facebook groups, which is amazing. Um, so when it comes to feeling judgment, you mentioned that like your group was all about the love and security. So once they gained that love and security, then they were able just to flourish. So that was really the only thing blocking them. Is there anything that you would want to add to that? Is that it was just their own mentality that was blocking them in that moment, that didn't allow them to feel as safe as possible.
yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it, and then
Yeah.
seeing that other people were were brave, and then sharing
Yeah.
their stuff, and then
Yeah.
I'd get messages like, I don't know, like I see all these people posting and I want to do it,
Yeah.
and then some of them I would actually help, I'm like, well, send me something first, you know, and then see how
Mm.
that feels. And then they would eventually share their stuff and,
Wow.
and then get that recognition and like, wow, we've had people on there who, say, well, I haven't even, shared my art or my healing like in 20 years, but I felt
Wow.
safe to do this here, and they're
Wow.
starting it up again. And yeah, lots of cool stories. And yeah, it's
Oh
beautiful.
my
It's a
goodness.
beautiful, beautiful space.
That's amazing. And so when you were personally going through this transformation yourself, how did it feel really gaining success overnight? How did it feel for you? And was there any blockage for you? I know people talk about up leveling and that they get personally sick when up leveling. Maybe it could be a stomach ache or, something off, headaches, migraines. Was there anything that was blocking you during that time, just up leveling during that time? And how did you set boundaries for yourself when you've gained such a level of success?
Yeah, another great question.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I wasn't prepared. I
Yeah.
had no idea. I was not prepared to hold that space for
Yeah.
everyone. I've never done it before. Um, so some of the stuff that I had already learned, I had tried, just surround myself with healing light and just being
Mm,
protected and that, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, I
mm,
like the first I would get sick because I didn't know how to handle that energy and how to release that and then bring my energy just back to me and everything that I was sending out. Um, so I had worked with other healers who had helped me learn new tools
mm.
to be able to hold that space and share what I wanted to share, but not give away my energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and that
And I
helped a
think,
lot. And it took
yeah.
practice.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's so important to set those energetic boundaries. Is there anything tangible that you can give to us right here, right now, that if someone is going through an up-leveling experience, they can really take away some energetic boundaries in order to use? Maybe that's creating a Facebook group, maybe that's just the success in their own business or personal life.
Yeah, so one of the things that I love to do and I share with my clients,
Yeah.
so the visualization that I give is in Wizard of Oz, how
Mm,
Glinda, the Good Witch, comes down in like this bubble, and she comes down and she's like
mm,
surrounded in it. So
yeah.
that's what I share of saying, okay, so to protect yourself, um, and it's just so much of, I mean, it could be good energy or negative energy. It really isn't,
Mm,
we shouldn't really label it anyway, but
mm,
anything that's coming towards you that maybe it's too much, you really just need to focus
mm,
on your energy. So if you surround yourself in this beautiful healing light, anything that's coming
mm.
towards you is just going to lightly just bounce off, you know.
Wow, I love
So
that.
it's a more gentle way of being like, no, it's just going to be me, and anything it's harsh. It's just a real gentle,
Mm,
loving light that's around you. And you're just saying, I see you, I hear you, I acknowledge that you're out there. But when you come to me, you're just going to be gently, you know, pushed away, and I can still send you
mm.
love, and I can still send you light.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So setting those energetic boundaries, it's that bubble, kind of like Gwendolyn in The Good Witch, right?
Mhm.
Surrounding you in a space and time. And she, I mean, in the movie, it's Technicolor, but it was almost that
Right.
pink energy, right? It was like that pink bubble of, it was like a fluffy pink beauty, effervescent kind of light coming through. Is that the same light that you use? Or I guess it doesn't matter, just whatever the person wants.
Yeah, I always say, just
Yeah.
choose, make it yours. So choose your favorite color, or
Mm,
colors, and then
mm,
surround it. It's all about the feeling, as you know,
mm.
that, yeah, the feeling
Yeah,
is everything.
yeah. So feeling into that bubble, feeling into the light, and so then anything that's coming to you. So whether that be a person, maybe a situation, and kind of just remembering that bubble, and it's like, okay, I'm safe right here, right now. This can't personally affect me.
Right.
I love that.
Yep,
I love
exactly.
that. Is there anything you say, or is there anything you add to that to kind of allow the individual to know that they are stable, they're safe, they're secure?
Yeah, like starting out, like now it's funny because now it's just a given. It's just like this, I do
Yeah,
it so much. So yeah, I would say so
yeah.
starting out, I always say like, and so, if you're more religious, you can say a prayer.
Mm,
You say, Jesus, Mary, or, whatever, if you're not religious, I always say just in the highest good and the highest truth, surround me with love and light and protect me. And,
mm.
just something really simple, something that really means something to you that you can use.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And if you can also, can you give us 3 steps we can use to really put our mind and heart in the right place when creating a Facebook group? Kind of the stages of how you put your mind and heart, or whether it's a Facebook group or just attracting clients in, right? Or attracting anything you want in, manifesting. What is a great space we can have our head and our heart, and how we can connect both of those going forward?
Good question. I think number one is always intent. All right, so get
Mm,
very clear. And so let's say if you are creating a Facebook group, I think
yeah.
sometimes, we see everyone else creating a Facebook group. Do you really want to create one? So I think that's number one.
Yeah.
Ask yourself. Because if there's any resistance, if you really don't want to, if you don't feel like you have the time, then it's probably not right for you right now, and then come back to it and then ask, am I ready? So if you're ready, then great. And then, so once you're ready, why do you want to have this? Why do you want to have this group? And then what kind of people do you want to come into your group? And also, like, how are they going to feel when they come into your group? So I always imagine it as being your home. And if you invite people coming into your home, what kind of people do you want to come into your home? And once they're in your home, how do they feel when they step through the door? Are they really welcomed and like, hey, have a seat anywhere? Or are they welcomed with all these rules? Like, oh, wait a second, you got to take your shoes off. You got to stand over here. No touching. Like, you create that environment. You create that energy. It's huge. We don't, I think we forget how much power that we have, in creating anything. So
that's beautiful. So not as forceful. So it's going to be how the intent each day, and we're kind of getting away from, it's all about the numbers. I want to grow, this Facebook group in order to have all these numbers. For you weren't even concerned with any of the numbers, right? You didn't even think, this is going to grow like this, and I'm going to have this many people in this group. You were set and satisfied with just sending love and light and just holding space for the people that wanted to share also their love and light. And that's why it was so successful. It wasn't the mindset of, okay, we're going to push, we're going to try really hard to do this, but instead it was a shift into love, right? So instead of the hustling background, you're shifting into a bounty of love.
Yeah, and it's about just trusting and allowing.
Trusting and allowing, I think, are so unique. And also, I want to add, we don't have any control, right? We don't have control of anything.
Right.
And I don't know if you can add, a personal example about anything that you tried to have control of that just didn't work. I find that for me, everything I try to control, it just fizzles out. Everything that I try to, grab on, put my hands on, even if I have sometimes the intent of, I'm going to send so much love into this, sometimes I need to back away. So what does letting go mean for you, and letting go of what your group is all about? Like, how are you able to let go?
So when I start feeling like I'm trying to take control of, let's just say that if I start a new program and, I'm looking for other clients, and sometimes we all get like this, like we're like, okay, like I have to post this many times, and then and then if we're not seeing the results, we're like, oh my gosh, like I got to do a live, and then you're thinking about all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing. And I have to remember, like, it's supposed to be doing anything. Like, I could do whatever. It's back to the intent. So when I start feeling the crazy in me, the anxiety, I'm like, Wendi, you know better. You're taking a break. You're stepping away from this, and you're going to have some fun. So, because as soon as I start feeling like, then I'm like, all right, I don't even like myself right now. I need to have some fun. Yeah. And then so I do. I step away. I go for a walk. I go for a bike ride, or just turn some music on, something really easy.
Yeah.
And I'm dancing around the house, and I'm like,
dance it out.
And then it changes your energy.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I think you taught me that actually like a year ago. And so I started doing that. I started dancing around my house like a crazy person, just going, like 80s, 90s music. I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
I've known Wendi for a while. She's amazing. So I think that's the hardest for people to recognize when they need to let go. I know people, and I've been on the phone with people too, whether that's a client or a friend, and they go, well, I need to push harder because this needs to work out, and I'm not doing enough. I need to do more. And so they push themselves to do more, a little bit more, and then a little bit more after that, and a little bit more, and then eventually they break down. So how can we
Mm-hmm.
find that awareness a little bit more easier? Like, how can we say to ourselves, when's the moment that you say to yourself, you know what, I need to just stop. I need to just take a break and relax and go back into seat of self.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really good, you can set reminders in your schedule, and say,
Okay.
okay, I've been sitting here for
Okay.
3 hours. It's time to get up and walk away because I know myself better. If I don't, I know it's just going to go down. But what has really helped me is that I have a schedule. And
Mm,
so even though it appears that I post a lot and I'm in my group a lot, I'm not, because usually on Sundays, like I have a set schedule planned. So on Sundays, like now I plan almost a month ahead. So we have daily
okay.
themes. And so I can schedule everything out a month ahead of time. And
Wow.
then so if I have a program, then I think, okay, this week, this to talk about the program or the retreat or whatever I have,
Mm.
it's going to be about this subject. And then so on one day, I plan everything. So I'm not in there every
Mm.
single day. So it really, really helps to limit my energy and my time in there so I can do other things that I really like.
That's beautiful. And I definitely want to get to your retreat. And before I do so, I just want to see the comments because I know we have a few comments coming in. So I just want to get everyone in their questions. Okay, I think people are just saying hi, saying that they're watching. Hello from Alaska. Thank you for this opportunity.
Ooh.
Awesome. Hi, welcome. Best group ever, never any negative energy. Okay, perfect. So Beth is a part of this program. She's a part of your group, which is amazing. And she's just a beautiful testimonial right here on this live, sharing that
Yeah,
her
I love
group has
Beth.
so much inspiration. That's awesome. We have one. Wendi is so awesome and caring. So if you guys don't know Wendi, you got to know Wendi. I mean, this is just testimonial of herself. I mean, people follow her no matter where she goes, right? I'm going to just look for a few more. Gwendolyn, hey Gwendolyn, I hope you're doing well. Yes, more dancing and joy moments. I love that. And I
Yep.
think that's so spectacular for us to follow into that joy because life wasn't supposed to be stressful, right? It's only us making it, our mindset making it stressful. And
Right.
once we kind of let go, it kind of just happens for us. And I've witnessed that personally for myself, that nothing that I've tried to do works out. It just comes to me when I align to the energy. And
Yeah, that's beautiful.
crazy enough.
Yeah.
So, Wendi, tell us all about your amazing retreat coming up. I know it's in Costa Rica, right?
Yes, I am so
Oh my
excited about it.
gosh.
So next April is April 22nd to the
Okay.
27th.
Okay.
Next April. So planning way ahead so
Yeah,
people
that is way
can
ahead.
plan way ahead too. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's so I purposely chose this place to be in alignment
Mm,
with what we plan on doing. And so it's in the middle of the rainforest. It has its own
mm.
private waterfall,
Oh my
a
gosh.
plant-based facility. So
Wow.
you're going to be just eating like super high vibrational food to change your
Mm,
energy. But the theme behind this is all about listening and answering that calling. Like, you've been working hard, you've been trying to fulfill your purpose, but you just know in your heart
mm,
that you're meant to do something more, even though
mm,
you've been working hard and doing all this stuff. And it's about you stepping up to the next level, like seriously meeting your destiny, and what
mm,
that looks like, what that feels like. And so, yeah, just really healing, sacred meditations of awakening
mm,
that within you. And like I said, the retreat is just so in alignment.
mm.
So you have to interview to even have your retreat there. And
Wow.
yeah, because you leave an imprint there. And so they want to make
Mm,
sure that your philosophy and your beliefs, your values is the same as theirs,
mm.
which is huge. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be a beautiful space for growth, beautiful experience to know that the person that you come as is not going to be the same person you leave.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
And is this for everyone, women, men? included in this retreat, or are you?
It's just for women, any
Okay.
age. Yeah. So there's, activities for every age, from, 18 to 90.
Oh, perfect. Wow.
Yeah.
And so they're coming into this anew. So what kind of women are coming into this group? So are they entrepreneurs? Are they in corporate environments, or just all of the above?
So, it just depends on what they're doing. A lot of them are going to be entrepreneurs
Okay.
of like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. And the reason I'm doing this, because I kind of stepped into this leadership role kind of by accident.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a while to really own that. And what does that
Mm,
mean? Where can I take that? Because I know there's so much more for me to do. And I've
mm,
been living this, and I'm like, there's so many other people with this calling, this
yeah.
knowing in their heart and their soul of, I know I'm supposed to do more and help more people. How can I
Yeah.
step up to this next level of being a leader? But it
Mm,
could be a leader in your business, it could be a leader in your life as a mom, as a partner, any type of relationship. How are you a
mm.
leader? How are you a leader just in your own life?
Wow. And not just leader, but becoming a better leader at every turn, right?
Exactly.
Becoming that, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Wendy. So,
Yeah, you're
so
welcome.
anyone kind of coming in as a leader, what do you see their life looking at after they finish the retreat? What's in store for them after, if they do sign up right now, what's in store for them after
All right.
they
So
come home?
even before they come, um, they are just surrounded in energy. They're supported.
Mm,
We have support before. We're going to have live meetings, so we get to know each
mm,
other before we even get there.
mm.
And then during, it's going to be really supportive and a lot of mindset strategies. It's going to be a mixture of
Yeah.
magical and practical. So then
Wow.
afterwards, you're not just left like, wow, I just had this amazing retreat. Now I got to go back into the real world.
Mm,
How do I incorporate that? So with the energy that's flowing from the retreat, it's still going to be integrating, but we will
mm,
also have support afterwards, to
mm.
help integrate this.
Wow. That never usually happens. It's usually you go to a retreat and then you're kind of done, right? And wow,
Right.
that's so
And
amazing.
that's it's a lonely feeling. It's like, okay,
Mm,
like I want to keep on feeling like how I was at this retreat. How do I keep
yeah.
doing this? And be successful and not forget everything that I learned.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Wendy,
You're
for
welcome.
joining us today and sharing your beautiful story, your beautiful Facebook group, and then also that beautiful retreat coming up. I think for anyone interested, definitely, let Wendy know. Where can we find you, Wendy?
Well, either in my groups, the Creative Healing Community,
Okay.
or Healing Inside and Out is my other group. So yeah, and then my
Wonderful.
website also. So
And what is your website for people that don't know?
it's called healingforwardtogether.com.
Okay. Okay. And she's also tagged in this post, and she's here.
Yeah, just message me too. Yeah, yeah,
Just message her. That's awesome.
yeah,
Well, thank you so much, Wendy, for coming on today and just giving it your all. I really appreciate everything you're doing, and I'm so honored we could
yeah.
be a guest here today.